President Muhammadu Buhari restates commitment to promoting human health and regional cooperation. Cancer patients receive assistance from wife of Plateau State Governor. Plus, National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons distributes items to IDPs in Plateau State. These and more shortly. Welcome to Panorama. I am Zenret Dingmun. President Muhammadu Buhari has made a strong case for African leaders to work concertedly towards ensuring a more productive, self-sufficient and purpose-driven organization that will fully serve the interests of their people. Contributing to the debate on the reform of the African Union, the President maintains that global realities demand that the Union must be overhauled to remain relevant in intergovernmental processes. Details of this will come in our subsequent bulletins. President Muhammadu Buhari has reaffirmed Nigeria's commitment to working with other member states of the African Union towards promoting human health and general well-being in the spirit of regional cooperation and solidarity. Addressing the 34th Summit of the African Union, the President said Nigeria will also partner with intervention community and critical health organizations in accelerating the development, manufacture and supply of safe and effective COVID-19 vaccines to all Africans. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports.
President Muhammadu Buhari expressed worry that the coronavirus pandemic has created additional burden to the public health system and posed a major challenge to the gains made in the socio-economic development as well as the overall well-being of the continent.
The imperative for the immunization of 60% of Africans with safe and secured vaccine cannot be overemphasized. Nigeria, therefore, welcomes the decision to establish the Coronavirus African Vaccine Acquisition Task Team to accelerate the financing and procurement of coronavirus vaccines for the continent. We continue to appreciate the remarkable progress by the team with respect to securing a provisional 270 million coronavirus vaccines doses for Africa, along with the African Medical Supplies Platform and other laudable initiatives already in place.
And in his capacity as the ECOWAS champion on the battle against the coronavirus, the President said Nigeria has provided logistics support, including the freighting of critical COVID-19 medical supplies distributed to member states. He said to mitigate the socio-economic effects of the disease at the national level, his administration prioritized the vulnerable, including women, children, older persons and the unemployed in the provision of medical and social assistance.
In view of the result on ground today, Africa must be commended even as we begin the implementation of a mitigation strategy. The establishment of the Coronavirus Response Special Fund with the objective to implement measures to mitigate the socio-economic and humanitarian impact of coronavirus in Africa, including boosting the capacity of the African Center for Disease Control, is commendable.
The President, who described as exemplary the support to Africa by development partners, commended the African Center for Disease Control for rising to the occasion by swiftly implementing set priorities aimed at controlling and containing the global pandemic. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Partnership between the federal government and state government is needed to fight against poverty in Nigeria. Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, stated this at a virtual meeting of the Forum of Secretary to the Government of the Federation and Secretaries to the State Government in Nigeria. Mitairi Ikben reports.
The Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development convened this meeting to provide coordination for strengthening national poverty eradication strategies in line with its mandate. Speakers agreed that despite various initiatives of the federal and state governments, poverty remains a challenge in the country, hence the need to tackle it with harmonized strategies.
To fill gaps, block leakages, remove overlaps, and increase collaboration and partnerships so that we have a really national effort at tackling poverty in the country.
As opposed to past interventions that create duplication of activities and generating rivalry with sectoral NDAs, the National Social Investment Program is designed to complement traditional sectoral agencies for effective and sustainable poverty eradication.
Any meaningful intervention in this regard must take into cognizance women's equal participation and inclusion in addressing discrimination in all its forms and dimensions.
The multi-sectoral forum resolved in a communique to produce a single document that will guide all tiers of government towards achieving President Buhari's vision of lifting 100 million Nigerians out of poverty within 10 years. In Abuja, Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
As Nigerians warm up for 2023 elections, stakeholders and supporters of the All Progressives Congress, APC, have been advised to ensure that they revalidate their membership cards. Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives Ahmed Idris Wase was speaking while revalidating his membership card in his hometown. Kim Gwatz has details.
Pilot Central Primary School, Bashar, in Wasi local government area witnessed an out of members of All Progressives Congress and stalwarts who came to participate in the registration and revalidation. Among them is the Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives Ahmed Idris Wasi, who took the lead as a card-carrying member of the APC. The exercise is to further strengthen the foundation of the APC for progress and development of the nation.
APC is a party that recognizes the freedom and right of every person. In the manner we conduct our activity, APC is a party that identify with the common man. And I believe for the exercise we are doing is to strengthen that power.
If for any reason we have a lot of people that have not captured, it's our responsibility to inform the National Secretariat, and there could be extension. It's not a hard and fast rule that after 2 weeks, everything must close.
New members indicated interest in the party. The exercise is expected to end in the next 2 weeks. From Wasi local government area, Kim Gwatz, NTA News.
In a related development, Governor Simon Lalong has revalidated his membership card in his ward Ajikamai in Shandam local government area of Plateau State. Priscilla Grumnan reports that the governor was accompanied on the symbolic flag-off by members of his cabinet, APC members of the Plateau State House of Assembly, as well as other party stalwarts in the state.
The governor's registration and revalidation, performed alongside that of his wife, signaled the official commencement of the exercise in Plateau State. Governor Lalong, accompanied by members of his cabinet, APC members of the Plateau State House of Assembly, and other party stalwarts in the state, described the process as seamless, which will encourage new members to the party.
In Plateau State, we have done a lot of sensitization. The local government chairmen have gone back to also sensitize their people so that we don't have any rancor. It's not an exercise that you will think that you will take advantage over it. We have told people the process of exercise is to allow people to vote, to register first.
State APC chairman says the party has trained officials that will conduct the exercise.
This exercise is for revalidation of those who have been our members and also to give the opportunity to those that want to join.
The governor went on to inspect ongoing projects within the Ajikamai Township and the Inyak Gangnum Bridge linking Lantan South from the Farm Training Center. During the inspection at Yelwa Shandam Ajikamai Road, the governor addressed the crowd on the need to obey all protocols regarding COVID-19. From Shandam local government area, Priscilla Grumnan, NTA News.
Drugs abuse is a social problem rampant among the youth, which has become of global concern today. It has destroyed lives of many youths and rendered them unproductive. We have in the studio a psychiatrist, Dr. Chris Adjay, to tell us more about efforts to rehabilitate addicts and reduce drug abuse, especially among the youth. Sir, you're welcome on Panorama.
Thank you very much. It's my honor, and good day, please.
Okay. So let's start with the commonly abused drugs that you know of.
Okay. Without going into scientific classifications, and for the purpose of this program, I've just mentioned the drugs. We know in our environment here, although alcohol is technically not said to be drug because it's not, it's not, but here in our environment, alcohol is a very important thing. We say alcohol and other drugs. Then we have cannabis, the cannabis sativa, which is commonly known as Indian hemp or marijuana. We also have tablets and other things like Rohypnol, Tramadol. These are the common things, especially among the youths. And then we have other ones that are more expensive, like the opioids, heroin, and the rest. Of course, even here in Plateau and in Jos, I'm sure for some people get access to it, and even cocaine, okay? There are others that are not even named scientifically that exist in the local environment, and people go for it too. There are so many things. Essentially, any psychoactive substance, anything you take into your body that alters your mood and your behavior, these are serious drugs or substances of abuse scientifically. Okay. Others now, like we even know, even sanitary pads are said to be sniffed now, as you read in the news. And
wow.
Yes, sanitary pads and even feces of animals.
Wow.
So there are so many.
Okay. So why do you think people get involved in drug abuse, and what are some of the side effects?
People get involved in drugs for so many reasons: personal reasons, environmental reasons, social reasons. So that would be too much to go into. But like the youth, they go into drug abuse, for instance, to feel like belonging. They want to belong to that's why they go into cults and the rest of them. Some feel inadequate and they want to fortify themselves. Okay, some even want to escape into oblivion from either hardship or whatever, as is presently happening in this country, joblessness, stress, issues of homelessness because of, trauma, post-traumatic stress disorder and everything. So many stresses can force people into this, and especially joblessness.
Okay. So can you tell us what role you play in rehabilitating some of these victims?
Yes. Now, no matter how the law enforcement agents and the government try to control these so-called illicit substances, but we generally say drugs or substances, they will still exist and people will still take them. And they will become victims. What do we mean by becoming victims? They will have disorders. And presently, we now generally term them disorders, not a drug abuse, drug this or that. We call it substance use disorders. So people who take this eventually develop that because they are addicted to it, that is dependent on it. They can't do without it. And they will go all out to seek ways of getting the drug, with devastating effects to the person himself, health-wise, to the family, to the society, because they are the criminals mostly in the society and the rest. And of course, if they are into occupations like transporters and the rest, even pilots and the rest of them, you know what danger that entails.
Okay, so how do you rehabilitate them?
Now, when the person has this problem, it is both a disorder that affects particularly the brain. So we rehabilitate them by treating them and then finding out whether it's a mild case, moderate or severe. We employ methods of treatment. Okay, therapy, after assessment, you therapy, some may need medications and all the rest. When we have stabilized them and brought them out, and you equip them now to know that there is a reason behind they are not being able to stop taking these substances or the drugs. Now, when in that case, you can do it as an outpatient if he's not a danger to himself or to society. You can do it as residential, that is, they are admitted or kept in a safe place. And when the person has stabilized enough, depending on the situation, mild, moderate, or severe, you then decide what next to do. And what is the next thing to do? We have so many of such centers in the country, but there is this unique one that we are bringing up, and it's after the American system. The one in just here, it's in Guest House Quarter, and the founder is Father Jackie Yale, famously known because he was the initial founder of Our Lady of Victory. So here, we use the current American system, and there are so many things involved in it.
Okay.
And it is when somebody comes into the center that he will get the full view of what is happening. So there's a center like that here. We are bringing in a novel thing that is unique.
Okay.
And we hope, although this is issue is a chronic problem, we believe that with this new unique approach that is after the American system, we will be able to save as much people as possible so that they don't also become other agents to influence others in the society.
Okay.
There is the same thing.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, I've been interacting with Dr. Chris Adjay, a psychiatrist who spoke on drug abuse. Thanks for finding time to be with us.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Now, Panorama continues after this break.
For now, the best and most efficient way to avoid getting infected is through regular hygienic and sanitary practices, as well as social distancing. As individuals, we remain the greatest weapon to fight this pandemic. By washing our hands regularly with clean water and soap, disinfecting frequently used surfaces and areas, coughing into a tissue or elbow, and strictly adhering to infection prevention control measures in health facilities, we can contain this virus.
Coronavirus is real. Steps to avoid this pandemic. Wash your hands regularly or sanitize your hands. Keep social and physical distancing. Avoid crowded places. Stay at home unless absolutely necessary. Don't touch your eyes, nose, or mouth if your hands are not clean. Avoid the spread of coronavirus. Coronavirus is real.
Latest figures by the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, NCDC, confirms 1,588 new cases of COVID-19 in the country. A breakdown shows that Lagos has 535, which is the highest number, followed by Anambra, 218, Oyo, 155, the Federal Capital Territory, 150, Kano, 124, Gombe, 60, Kaduna 49, Ebonyi 48, and Plateau State 46. Others are Akwa Ibom 39, Niger 37, Edo 33, Katsina 23, Rivers 18, Taraba 15, Nasarawa 14, Ogun 11, Delta 9, 2 each in Ekiti and Jigawa states. The 1,588 new cases bring the total number of confirmed cases to 139, 242 cases, 112, 557 discharged, and 1,647 deaths. In a bid to bring succor to cancer patients in Plateau State, the Support Initiative to Transform Children, a pet project of the wife of the Plateau State Governor, has distributed cash and food items to 50 patients at the Just University Teaching Hospital to mark World Cancer Day. Elizabeth Tukai Andrew reports.
Switch Foundation, in company of Estate Jordan Commemorative Foundation, made the donations to cancer patients and patients in other wards of the hospital.
Please, my regards to the First Lady. I'm happy that she even recognized that somebody is here. I really do appreciate.
Switch Foundation coordinator represented said the plight of people living with cancer is among its priorities, adding that the foundation will continue to collaborate with the agencies to save lives through sensitization and support.
This non-governmental organization, Switch Foundation, we do celebrate these days and try to meet the needs of people that have problems like this.
Treating cancer is expensive, so expensive that it easily impoverishes families. So cancer patients need all the love and support they can get. No one can do it by themselves.
Chief Medical Director Youth, appreciating the kind gesture, reiterated the importance of regular medical checkup as early detection of cancer increased the chance of it being cured.
This year's key will spur all of us to contribute our little products. Everybody has a role to play. Everybody has a role to play.
The foundation also made cash donation to oncology unit of youth. In Jos, Elizabeth Tukai Andrew, NTA News.
The National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons, in tandem with its mandate, is collaborating with the Central Bank of Nigeria to train displaced persons towards achieving the federal government's goals of tackling poverty and boosting the socio-economic life of displaced persons in spite of daunting challenges of insecurity and coronavirus pandemic. The Federal Commissioner Bashir Garba Muhammad Lado represented was in Bassa local government area of the Plateau State for the flag-off and distribution of items. Ndenyang and Abuja reports.
Bassa local government area has had to contend with farmers' headers clash, which led to destruction of lives and properties and scores of persons forced to take refuge with relations without adequate means of livelihood. To this end, 18 communities have benefited from intervention by the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons with basic items to enhance the lives of the displaced persons.
It is good that they brought this thing for us. We are delighted because a lot of us have lost our source of living. This will help greatly.
Many people that don't have anything or that lost things, so we saw you came, so we say thank you.
For the Commission, beyond providing relief materials, it has embarked on an initiative tagged Project Reliance to train IDPs in 50 different skills and has commenced pilot mass housing scheme to resettle IDPs in the country.
These are communities, host communities of people that are in dire need. You know, one mandate that we have is to ensure that people are skilled. Because once you have somebody who is skilled, you take him out of poverty.
The Brian Rikwe, represented while commending the federal and state governments, reaffirmed their commitment to pursuing peace.
Sign a memorandum of peace. There should be a coexistence between us and the Fulani. So we are working hard to see that this community, peace return to the community.
The distribution is part of efforts aimed at protecting and promoting human rights of internally displaced persons, refugees and migrants. From Bassa local government area of Plateau State, Ndenyan and Abuja, NTA News.
Gift George is our guide on sports update.
Captain of Nigeria's D Tigress, Adora Elonu, says the players in camp in Atlanta, USA, ahead of Tokyo 2021 Olympics, are in high spirit. The Spain-based forward, who applauded the Nigerian Basketball Federation for the early camping exercise, believes the new players in camp will improve the team.
The group of girls that we have are really solid. It won't be difficult at all for us to come together on the court.
As part of efforts to resuscitate schools and Principals Cup in Nigeria, the trophy for the event was at the Palace of the Oni of Ife, where stakeholders received the royal blessings of the monarch ahead of the event. The key actors of the project said the move was to popularize the event and revive the lost glory of Principals Cup.
Everybody around the cities, around the towns, in fact, in Nigeria will be aware that the Principals Cup is back.
To enable us to have a pool of talents that Nigeria can bring together once more for podium success.
You can capture youth through sports easily. It's one of the greatest tools to win the mind and soul of Nigerian youth.
The Navy Sailing Club and other stakeholders of water sports in Nigeria and beyond have reiterated commitments towards development of water sports through Escarvo's Sea Sport Industrial Project, with the assurance of provision of modern facilities, sponsorship and adequate funding.
They can easily reach the institutions, the companies, through that platform to reach these companies to get sponsors for Olympic Games.
Then probably Nigeria will become much stronger on sports sites on the international scene.
We have good equipment, we have good technical partners, we are good to go.
In the only Nigerian Professional Football League match, transmitted live on the network service of the NTA, league leaders Eyimba beats Plateau United by 2-1. In the English Premier League, some of the results of matches played on Saturday: Aston Villa beat Arsenal by 1-0. Burnley and Brighton played a 1-1 draw, while Newcastle defeated Southampton by 3-2.
That's it on Panorama today. Thanks for watching. Good afternoon.